As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. As an American, I've been to the peaks of majestic mountains where the air is sweet. I've watched the eagle as it soars in beautiful skies that just can't be ignored. And by this country I'll always stand, for freedom and liberty for every man. When times are hard and things get rough, America always stands ready and rough. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow.
Okay, hopefully now you guys can hear me. Hopefully that fixed it. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for being with us. Make sure you hit the follow and turn notifications on for the page. Of course, we will be taking calls tonight after going through everything we've been through in the last couple of days. A little bit hectic, of course, but one thing at a time. America's, of course, going crazy. Not a question, but an answer of what's happening. Hi, everyone. Hi, Linda. Hi, Richard. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Nana. Hi, Pam. Hi, Tia. BK. Look like I got everybody that's here. Make sure you hit that share button and share us out to everybody you know that used to follow our page. Because as you know, our page has been stolen. Right now, we're still waiting to retrieve that. Of course, it's going to be a process getting that back. But watching everything unfold is craziness right now. Of course, House Speaker race is unfolding as we speak. Watching that, of course, live. The latest on the race and what's happening in this 2 hours of House GOP candidates. Of course, Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise in Louisiana explained Tuesday night or tonight of each what best for the speakership candidates. But House Republicans still say it would be difficult to get either candidate to get support needed to win. House Democrats held a similar candidacy forum, which lasted less than an hour, to officially nominate their rep, Jeffries. Nobody wants Jeffries in there, let's be honest. Despite the ousting of Kevin McCarthy and urging GOP supporters not to nominate him, some of the conference believe he may still get some votes. So, of course, McCarthy is back in the race. Ridiculousness watching this unfold. Craziness. GOP, of course, looking for a new speaker, especially after the terrorist attacks in Israel over the weekend. Of course, we're going to talk more about that as we go forward. It's only getting worse. Tomorrow is the 11th. Tomorrow is the day of the 5G rollout, so we will see what's going to happen on tomorrow. It's a new 5G system will be rolled out here in the United States. It will be kind of interesting, to say the least. Make sure you're sharing us out there everywhere you can, because we are really needing our viewership back. Sad but true. Of course, watching that, of course, and then judge today in Trump trial. This is a joke. Literally, this is a joke. I've never heard before a judge scolding a witness. Judge Arthur decided to scold Donald Trump's ex-financial chief officer, Alan Weisenberg, for defending former Trump's net worth during his testimony in his business fraud trial today. That's right. The judge scolded him for defending the net worth that he estimated, of course, being the ex-chief financial officer. And the judge thinks that's totally okay, that you can scold somebody in open court, a witness at that. This trial is never going to get fair. This is never going to be a fair trial when the judge is making the decision and scolding witnesses for talking about the truth. You can't accuse him of inflating his business net worth by billions of dollars to obtain, or on the beliefs of such, to better bank loans and reduce tax bills between 2011 and 2021. The lawsuit is civil, not criminal, meaning that Trump would not face jail time in this case. But the seizure of assets has already happened. We already know that. Their business asset or executive supposedly committed fraud. Now decades are decided on 6 other accusations, including false business records and insurance fraud, and conspiracy claims during the trial. Now, this is a joke of a trial in the first place, because who actually decides the value of a property when they give a loan? Who? You don't tell the bank how much money your property is worth. I don't tell the bank how much my property is worth. I know that. Honestly, who else tells the bank how much their property is worth when they go to trial or when they get a loan? You don't. The bank decides that for themselves. Knowing all this, of course, and watching it unfold is ridiculous. The judge is like a meth head at this point. Judge making decisions, and of course, scolding testimony that's saying that he is worth that much money. During the testimony, of course, Weisenberg was questioned whether the square footage of Trump's apartment, of course, reported in Law 360 Journal by Stuart Bishop, which never actually got the official property schematics because they don't know about storage, but asked about the 2007 inquiry from Forbes, when, of course, Trump claimed his apartment was 3,000 square feet to a Forbes magazine. You got to remember this. This claim was not to a bank, not for insurance purposes, nothing else but the Forbes magazine. And of course, they published the thing that Trump lied about the size of his penthouse. How does that have any bearing on fraud? This is a ridiculous case in the first place, watching this political prosecution happening within the United States with everything going on around the world. It's just crazy. Of course, the judge, when he was trying to answer the question, the judge said, you did not answer the question. Please don't make speeches, just answer the question. First of all, a question is allowed to be fully answered. A full answer is when the person is done answering the question. There's many ways to value assets. The trust organization that valued in 2011 may not have been the way the judge wants to value assets, of course, and the devaluation of assets happens with every single corporate entity in the world. I mean, having Oregon or this idiotic judge have some of the business licenses rescinded and the companies that he owns and properties handed over to the independent receiver. The New York appeals court halted the cancellation of Trump's business certifications, allowing him to operate in New York again starting last Friday. This is great news. And then it's very true that there's multiple ways to value assets. Valuations are calculated by using legitimate facts and information. Evaluations can be completely fabricated or a combination of both. To be honest, he's not trying to get his property taxes down, and if he overvalued and overestimated the square footage to Forbes magazine, watching this is a political bastard of the nation, of course, hurting our nation more than helping it. The bastardization of this country has happened again and again as prosecution of political rivals becomes the new theme. That's what it's all about now. Use your political rivals and prosecute them so they cannot make a difference in the world. They cannot change what's happening. It's sad. It's sad watching this unfold in America, the country we live in today. We're supposed to be living in this such great nation. Of course, it's not happening. Our nation is no longer great. Our nation is no longer even good. Look at what's happening around the world. Our information, of course, of what happened in Israel and what was unfolding there prior to it happening was wrong. Of course, the White House, of course, calls lawmakers not backing Israel wrong and disgraceful. Of course, we can go back and talk about the 1997 summit or the 1947 when Israel didn't even exist yet, or there's still Israelites, but of course, Israel was not a country. It was still part of Palestine. We're not going to do all that. The problem is the White House should not be condoning or condemning anybody on the other side. Calling for a ceasefire is what everybody should be doing. Congress members calling for a ceasefire in Israel and by Hamas is what everybody should be doing at this point. Let's be honest. We do not want a war. A war is not good for anybody. But our country doesn't, our leaders don't believe that. Our president, of course, messages country members who seem to be trying to stand the bounds and not, of course, cross either side here, or saying that actions that were previously taken by Israel, of course, did lead to this attack, which we know Israel's been attacking Hamas and attacking Palestinians. We've seen this attack in Gaza recently, where Israel militants moved in and actually took and killed people in the street because they were supposed terrorists. So this unfolding is not just crazy. Yeah, the bank sent out an any bank will send out an appraisal. They're not going to, of course, take your word for how much money they make. But we're sticking Palestine right now because this is crazy. The administration calling for support to back Israel, which Israel is their ally, I understand. But now we're sending massive amounts of military equipment, not just Ukraine, which Ukraine's pretty much destroyed our military agreements in the first place if we have any right or any ability to retaliate if we were attacked directly. And watching this attack that happened on Israel means a lack of intelligence, a lack of clear reporting. Nobody wanted to actually go in and say there was a problem. Nobody stepped up and said, hey, Israel, we think you're going to be attacked. Now we're watching Iran, Saudi Arabia, Syria. Now China backing for Israel or for Hamas or Palestine. We got Russia backing them. We got India backing them. This is a problem. North Korea now standing up backing the Israelites, or not Israelites, but the Palestinians. This is World War III. The draft is coming. I guarantee you on that, because we don't have the military personnel. The amount of troops we're already sending there, sending huge groups of troops to another country. Yeah, a weak U.S. leader. You're exactly right, Jeff. A weak U.S. leader. But Biden's calls to actions and everything that's happening, it's just crazy. Biden condones the Hamas actions, saying the U.S. is sending Israel military aid at this point. What military aid? Our country's broke. Our people are hungry. We're going to send military aid, troops, ammunition, and interceptors now to Israel. Troops, because they are an ally. This could literally kick off the Article 5 calling NATO into war because Russia backs them. It's crazy, Linda. It's crazy, everything that's going on now. Because everybody has to face this. This is hard. I feel bad for people with kids. My son's 14. He's going to be 15. If we start World War III now, he's going to war because World War III is not going to be over in a month. Not going to be over in a year. No, Jeff, they changed the rules of the draft. I don't know if you've seen that article when I posted it on the other page when we still had a page. But articles of the draft now include females and males 18 to 25. So if a draft does come, military has, of course, changed that. Congress has approved it. So it's scary. That means your daughters, not just your sons, will be going to war. Sad. Biden administration is now sending, and of course, amongst all that, they're going to spend $7 billion on a hydrogen hub. They're going to give out grants. So basically, spend our money. Biden administration is supposed to announce the winners of the $7 billion in federal grants to build out regional hydrogen hubs, which we already know hydrogen is not a valuable fuel source for vehicles. It's too dangerous. Of course, we've seen this before, hydrogen vehicles with the Hindenburg, the disaster that happened with that. Now Biden, of course, is pushing hydrogen as a clean fuel. When it costs more to produce hydrogen, it costs more fossil fuels to produce hydrogen than any vehicle would use in any kind of circumstance. I'm talking a semi-truck getting 4 or 2 miles per gallon is more efficient than putting hydrogen on a regular car when you go through the processing. So this is ridiculous. More spending, more ridiculous spending, lavishly spending. So we're going to spend billions of dollars on this, billions of dollars on that. We're going to send all this to another country. What's going to happen? Our citizens are starving. It's going to get worse. Really bad sprained ankle. Well, what if a car accidentally runs over your foot? If a car accidentally runs over your foot, if you have foot damage, you know what happens. You can't be even drafted. Feet are the most vital part to military assets, which I don't understand still to this day. But that's what they claim. Somebody with bad feet is no use to the military. Okay, if they want to say that, that works for me. Keeps my son out of draft. I'll run over his foot a couple times. Hey, it happens, it happens. That's all I'm going to say. But watching this, as Israel, of course, seals off Gaza, the Gaza Strip, and pounds the Gaza Strip to punish Hamas, but it's punishing not only just Hamas, for, of course, people that were taken hostage that were U.S. citizens have died now because of the strikes on this area in Gaza. The relentless bombardments that happened today as a retaliation for, of course, what happened when military, of course, Hamas militants surprised the attack this weekend, which was devastating. Right now, we know at least 1,600 people were killed. And that death toll does not include the expected growth from Israel pummeling the Gaza Strip with airstrikes. Palestinians are fleeing to UN shelters because they're attacking Palestinians. They're not attacking Hamas or the terrorist organization. They're using broad swipes to attack everybody and anybody. It's sad. American hostages that were captured in Israel and taken into Gaza have been killed. 4 of them, for sure, have been killed inside of Gaza because of airstrikes that we sent, that we're, of course, providing the weaponry for. They had to know what was going to happen. It's follow the money. They want war because if war happens, if we're in a world war, I guarantee you Biden is going to stay president. I guarantee you the impeachment proceedings that they're looking at Biden right now will be immediately pulled off the table because there's too much to lose. And nuclear war is the way the war is going to end. There's no question about that. The unprecedented amount of deaths and destruction that this war is going to bring. The misinformation that's been flooding social media about what's actually happening. And to look at why they attacked Israel now. Why did Hamas attack Israel? Because nobody's talking about that. That's a big question. The group that rules the Gaza Strip that has fought for several rounds of war with Israel, Hamas, which is, of course, they've been ruling the Gaza Strip since 2007, launched an attack on Israel over the weekend, killing hundreds, taking others hostage. On an unprecedented breach of the border, sent fighters inside border communities and military installations, and shocked Israel and its allies. Why did they do this? Because they've been constantly bombarded by Israel. Let's be honest. It may be Hamas may have been designated a terror group in 1997 by the United States and the European Union and other Western countries. But Hamas won 2006 parliamentary elections, and in 2007, they seized the Gaza Strip, recognizing Palestinian Authority and the Palestinian authorities now dominated the movement. So watching this happen, I mean, this is a direct war. It's already unfolding. This is dangerous. But Israel, of course, attacking Hamas and the Palestinians over and over again. We've watched it. If anybody hasn't seen it, they must not have paid attention. But why now? In recent years, Israel has made peace deals with the Arab countries without having to make concessions in its conflict with Palestine. The U.S. has recently been brokering deals between Israel and Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia, of course, backing Palestine tonight and Hamas as we speak. The bitter rival of Hamas, Iranian backers, of course, don't want anything part of this deal. They want to, of course, be one with the Palestinians. Of course, watching this unfold, now we have information that this attack was, of course, somewhat founded by Iran. Of course, that's what they're saying. But, of course, I had that speculation right when this happened. Missiles getting beyond the Iron Dome missile defense system, we've only seen that one place before, in Ukraine. And, of course, those missiles and drones came from Iran. So nobody realized that. It's a tit-for-tat situation. But Hamas leaders are saying that Israel cracked down on militants in the West Bank and continued construction of settlements on the West Bank, and caused the international community to consider to be illegal. Thousands of prisoners in Israel's jails and its ongoing blockade of Gaza pushed it to attack. That's why Hamas attacked. Its leaders said hundreds of its 40,000 fighters took part of the assault. Only hundreds of them. Israel said the group has about 30,000 fighters and an arsenal of rockets. Some include ranges of 155 miles and unmanned drones. But we know that they have missiles, not just rockets. Yeah, Iran's loving all this. Iran's loving all this because the U.S. is about to declare war. They're making money hand over fist. And nobody wants to look at that. North Korea is making money hand over fist. Russia, a country that's heavily involved in the battles right now, making money hand over fist. This is ridiculous. All this coming down at the same time when U.S. Navy sailor admitted to taking bribes and sharing military data with China. Today, a U.S. Navy sailor pled guilty to accepting $15,000 in bribes for Chinese intelligence officer in exchange for photographs of unclassified private U.S. military information, according to court documents. So that's right. We got somebody that gave away military secrets to the U.S. pleading guilty today of receiving bribes amongst all this unfolding. It's not bad enough watching everything unfold. It's crazy. Now, Israel, of course, just reported in 4 Russian citizens have been killed by Israel's attack on Gaza Strip. This is not going to be good. As we know, Russia is backing Israel's hammering Gaza with airstrikes. Of course, Russia is backing Palestinians. So, of course, this is not good news. 14 Americans have been killed so far. Others are being held hostage in, of course, Gaza, which we know 4 of them were killed. It is crazy. 1,900 people did at least. Died in Israel, at least 1,900 people right now. That's not even talking the Gaza Strip deaths. This is unfolding as we speak, and it's not unfolding slowly. What are we going to do? You guys want to call in? Be more than happy to take your calls. The number here is 954-418-2435. Once again, that number is 954-418-2435. Happy to take your questions. And of course, have your thoughts about what's going to unfold next, because people need to really share your thoughts to help people understand it's not just you. You're not the only one out there having problems. You're not the only one out there seeing what's happening. Increasing minimum wage in the United States is killing the economy. As wage increases, the dollar value, of course, decreases. Nobody's talking about that. Yeah, Israel did more than poison groundwater to shut off power and everything else in the area. It's not looking good. All this unfolding at once is not looking good. If people aren't awake now and aren't prepared, I don't know what to say for your future. I honestly don't at this point, because it's not looking good at any point. Crazy. Absolutely crazy what's unfolding. Nobody wants to call in tonight. We will be taking calls all week long. At any time during the show, you guys are allowed to call in and ask questions. Share us everywhere, and make sure people that you know that follow our old page know that we are not on that page any longer for right now, until we, of course, try to regain control. Who knows how long that'll take. But God bless you guys. God bless America at this point. At least America we want to be. Everything that's unfolding is just devastating. Absolutely devastating. God bless you all. I will be taking calls all week. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Till then, be safe. Be prepared for anything, as this is unfolding very quickly, and of course it's going to get worse before it gets better. But people need to know. Discover the truth. Don't let it hide. Good night. God bless you all.